I think for Aurora, for me, I'm hoping that effectively they have to go even in all their lanes, which they're kind of behind in. And I think Tundra just has stronger lanes across the board. Like all 3 of their lanes should win.
And then once you get to level 3, you start to put like 2 points in Shadow Strike. For now, BZM is not putting any points in, still saving things up. Kaori.
In some trouble, throw some Fire Spirits out. Icarus Dive, now the turnaround going for Ari.
Play.
V-Tune's gonna show up, but he's not even needed. Kaori getting that first blood, baits in Ari and ends up getting the kill. Really well done there. Yeah, I'm doing a Tranquil's watch on my screen outside of the production to see if he ends up getting hit on this this Largo. Falcon Blade faster than the previous record. Icarus Dive into the Bushwhack, and they also land that Hoof Stomp, so they get the kill on a Kaori. And Ari getting credit for that one, a little bit of revenge for him. You can see these supports kind of rotating over towards mid as BZM up against Kaori for the moment, but Ari has shown up and will land this Bushwhack. This should be a kill with the Scream, and it will be. So BZM gets some help from Ari. They got a kill over mid. This Phoenix makes the rotation, and now you've got level 6 for this Queen of Pain, and Ari caught between all the trees. Makoto, he's level 6, has that Vortex to pull in, and a kill of his own as they get the life of the Hoodwink.
Makoto said something was coming up, so he goes to jungle, gets his level 6, make sure that he doesn't die to this rotation, while Kaori was collecting some of the XP in the mid lane, and BZM
gets the shield rune.
Actually gets it.
Link's on top of it, but now they'll try and chase. He does have the shield rune to pop, and he'll activate it. Whitemon comes over, Mira's gonna be here. Kaori's in some trouble. The Nature's Grasp right on top of Kaori, and that's gonna be a kill as they try to go for more. So Mira tries to run, has the Shackle, but with the Shadow Strike on him, he's in some trouble, and BZM's gonna net himself a double.
Oh, they're trying to make moves with 2 very low damage supports. Like, you need Storm Spirit to be in the lane. It should be very good for Centaur throughout the game. Like, not as much.
They look to go here on a Parker.
He's steeping on a Centaur. That's an early rotation. Stampede at the ready.
Yeah, Shackles, they were holding down Parker for a second. They just don't have the damage. They'll go after Mira. The Infest in, so saving his life and actually getting the kill on a Parker. They'll take out Kaori, but it's not an equivalent exchange at the moment, and they might even get 33 with V-Tune here. The damage is coming out, but they've got themselves the living armor. 33 still surviving, but it feels like the eventual death is inevitable, as another kill there for V-Tune nets the double, and Mira now needs to run as Whitemon's coming over. He'll hit that Nature's Grasp for a second. Ari's over in the area, and this will eventually be a kill.
Oh, 33. Stampede used. Also TP used, which means that he needs to walk back to a lane. Unable to do much. The Slick from Largo, causing them some of the issues against the Treant Protector, against Queen of Pain as well. WS, BZM, he wants that kill.
Trying to get him under the tower, but there's really nowhere for him to go, despite the fact that he is under his own tower, and BZM making a rotation now dominating. This is a very good start for the Queen of Pain, and they're even going to put a lot of pressure onto the Tier 1 tower top. Nobody rotating over. They might just get it to start off some of these fights.
Yeah, Centaur's fight ready. Like with 1 item, if we don't count in Helm of the Dominator, which is his farming item, they want to be taking that fight.
Okay, and that Sonic Wave.
Zoning 1.
Yeah, they'll still get the kill here, but now Makoto comes in and they'll use that Overgrowth to start it off, Bushwhack to follow it up, and Makoto's down to about half health, but they want to get the kill on a Whitemon. The Sunray, the Icarus Dive, the Supernova even committed again to kill off this Treant Protector. Ears buzzing, but Sonic Wave not the best landing spell at that moment. However, now with Supernova down, the Bushwhack connects, and they'll get this kill on a Kaori. Ari's got credit for that one. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Tundra. As they sit here inside the jungle, V-Tune just pushing out the top wave. They've got this living armor on the Tier 1 tower, just try to protect it for now, and they'll commit the Serpent Wards to it. Parker with the Shadow Blade, Ranavetos, okay. Bushwhack with the WS Largo caught for a second, but no extra commitment. Thinking about the Requiem, it just blows up V-Tune under the tower. They have no Lifestealer. Here comes the chase. Icarus Dive away as WS is trying to run. They'll blink forward on BZM. They've got the Overgrowth to lock him down. Bushwhack keeps him steady, and they go to the Sonic Wave to get the kill on a WS. A TP out with the Sunray. They can't catch Kaori, but 2 big kills here for Tundra. All started with the Shadow Blade Parker Requiem.
Finally doing what he's like doing the best, like back a couple of Wallachias back when he won the tournament with Heroic. He was the one dictating the tempo of the game. He was the driving force. Now, not sure how much of a voice he is as being a stand-in in Tundra, but his performances have been good. Makoto, a bit low on mana though.
Yeah, he's a bit low on mana going after Ari all this time, but now they found themselves the stun onto this Queen of Pain, and they get 2. BZM giving up that 6 times kill streak. Again, this is all happening while they're trying to go for Roche. So another Roche attempt is kind of fizzled out for Tundra.
They do have Serpent Wards, but he's very low on mana as well on Mira, and so is Makoto. Another Requiem.
The Overgrowth, and that's a kill on a Makoto.
Oh, we see a lot of these like split actions happening, but it feels like it's a bit too early.
Not sure if he's aware of that, but they do see a courier coming over, so they're going to follow that all the way over to this Dream Protector. They'll dust immediately, they'll find Whitemon. They're going to get this kill. Can they find a +1 on anything? Ball Lightning looking even deeper and trying to find 33. He's got this hard, he's not going to be an easy kill to get. But with Parker around the corner, they're now going to dust. They'll look for the Requiem, but the Frog Stomp stops that. Now he can't get it off because it's continuing to just stop him from getting that ult away. They found him. They'll hex him up. Parker's dead, trying to save 33, and now 33 is alone, and 33 has been subtracted from the fight, and he equals 60 seconds dead.
You know, high risk, high reward.
Sylar?
Sylar, yeah, definitely.
Ball Lightning, Infest popping. They're going to jump in with a hoof stomp to try to get the kill in there. BZM. Sonic Wave hits on 3. Jump in from Whitemon. Overgrowth to follow it up. V-Tune's in some trouble. They get the kill in him here. They're going to take out the Shadow Shaman. Sharpshooter lands. Supernova gets used, but they've already lost the Lifestealer. They're going to pop the egg and look for more. WS on the run, the gem of the deck. They get the kill into BZM with the BKB being popped by Makoto to get that kill. He's going to TP out towards the north end of the map. They don't get the kill on a Largo. They look for the hoof stomp, but don't quite grab it. But now they've got the gem on Ari. That's going to make Parker's life a little bit more difficult when he's trying to position himself. He's trying to wait on that BKB. Speaking of which, Parker's been caught flank in from BZM. They have the silence on a Makoto for a second. They don't get the Serpent Wards around this Shadow Fiend. But do they want more? They Sunray. They've got Makoto moving forward. V-Tune's also here. Lotus Orb going to be activated by 33. They go to the Requiem with the Sonic Wave that lands on a 4 heroes. BKB from Makoto. There's the Supernova. Parker going to try and hit away of it. 3 shots left. 1 more gets the kill, but he might die himself. They'll lose Parker. Now they've got the stun out of the Queen of Pain. Overgrowth follows it up. They get the kill to BZM. They're going to follow it with a Mira death, but Whitemon falls. 4 heroes down on the side of Tundra. They'll look over at 33. The chase is on from WS. He might get a catch. He looked to pull him back and get some damage out from V-Tune. Ari's here to try and help him out. Goes into the Glimmer Cape. They've got him invis for the moment. They do have a gem. It's on Makoto, who doesn't have a lot of mana. The Rod of Atos as well as the Bushwhack thrown over into the WS. Hoof Stomp, Sharpshooter, Double Edge. Down goes the Largo, and it ends up being a 4-for-3 trade, and Aurora will bail on the rest of the team. Their foot down on the throats of Tundra. But what can they do while Parker farms away from the base? To jump in, the Infest is pop. Whitemon caught again, trying to workhorse and pick him up, but unable to do so. So they will lose the Dream Protector for 60 seconds again. And this bottom center axe, well, they're gonna fall. And now you've got the Satanic, but there's not much to fight with when you don't have this Dream Protector. They're going to jump in for more. BKB's going to be popped here by Mira. They've got the control out of the Queen of Pain. Can they help him out? Looking for the Requiem. Parker throws it out, but it doesn't really do much of anything.
Already gone. Parker.
BZM's dead. Parker with the BKB. They got the Supernova. The Sunray is on him, but the chase is on to get these kills. Parker is trying to do whatever he can to stay alive, but he'll end up falling to Makoto. Look at the count of 33. 4 heroes, no buyback on Tundra. This is all Aurora.
Best game. They can just close it out. They have Largo's heal.
A lot of time to go for these tier 4s. They are hard to take out at times. They'll have Dream Protector back in a second, but it probably won't matter with Ari dead. Does have buyback, but now the other tier 4, and they'll call GG. Aurora are going to take game number 1 over Tundra.
It was a very good Lifestealer game to start with. Not just a Lifestealer game in general, but he was also playing with Storm Spirit, which they did manage to get multiple pickoffs, and a big fan of Phoenix.
Yeah, he did the thing where you play at really low HP thresholds using, Lifestealer's heals and open wounds and healing up, and then using Infest and healing up from that.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Okay.
That's not good.
But that's okay. So that's the biggest writing on the wall I've ever seen. Did they just forget?
No.
Did they? Because it's like, why?
What's the difference here in SF when he goes from safe to mid?
Oh, look at what BZM has queued up. I think this might be actually it. He might actually pick up Guardian Greaves in this game.
Yes. He's in trouble. First blood for Parker. That's not who you want to be giving
It's
first
a double,
blood to.
potentially.
And it's a double kill for Parker. He survives with a 19 health. Uh-oh.
We'll see how this is going to be played out, because this game just even completely flipped, having this anti-mage, and it seems like they're going to be able to get the kill. This time around they will. Last time in the previous game, Kiori, he was the one making the turnaround play.
But WS is going into these phase boots, will be chased by Parker. The chase is on, the brambles are down. That catches Whitemon, doesn't catch Parker. Parker hitting pretty hard. WS has to be very careful because he's got the help from the Chen, and Whitemon's going to be the one who gets credit for that kill. They'll even go for Mira. They've got Whitemon low as well as Parker, and this is still a kill. It's a double now for the Chen. So both these heroes in this lane have the double, and BZM now finally a kill on the board for Aurora as they get the Shadow Fiend mid. They've got Ari in the vicinity for the side of Tundra trying to control this first power rune, and we'll see what it ends up being. BZM's going to go that way. Fire Spirits to try and deter them from going in on it. And they're going to Remnant forward, try and make something happen, hitting that level 6 as they've got the shackles. BZM doing some decent damage, but Makoto's going to be able to survive, gets hexed, and can't live afterwards.
Double
trying
kill
to throw
for Ari,
Remnant down, and that's going to be 2 heroes dead. Under the tower, Mira dies as well.
Solo XP for him. They would definitely love Shadow Fiend. It's just the speed aura for now. Drums. And we're going to be seeing what he's going to be bringing as his first item after drums. Requiem finally online. He just came back.
Yeah, and he just got back here. He's going to try and get away from this one, but Kaori comes over and gets that kill. They were also trying to go for top at the same time. Mira ends up surviving that. It was the Shadow Shaman.
At least they tried. They killed the tower in the bottom lane with Anti-Mage. But so far, so good. Again, V-Tune on top of the network.
Medusa. They have the shackles. They should be able to get this kill, and will. V-Tune is dead. Makoto showed up to this, and he has no mana. The Croaker help, but now gets through these Serpent Wards. Makoto's still going to die here to Ari. It's a Serpent Ward who gets him, and the shackles will lock down the Dark Willow, and that's going to be 3 heroes dying on the side of Aurora.
I just cursed them. I said that they were doing a good job relieving the pressure off Medusa.
He was used on WS as well, and he's dead too.
They need to stay ahead with this type of a lineup with Medusa. You need to have that Manta style. You need to have that Butterfly. Just the extra region allows you to get the farm and have a little bit of a reset in the fight. It doesn't last for too long, but it lasts long enough for you to potentially get out of trouble.
Kaori's dead to Whitemon. The chase is on for 33. The Remnant's forward, but the Hex hits from Ari. 33 going to be able to survive with 50 health. He runs it all the way out. BZM now trying to help out. Guardian Greaves are used, but Ari's still in trouble. But Ari gets behind the trees and survives. Makoto's the one dead instead. 2 heroes with 10 health that get to survive, and down goes the Medusa. Parker
All right,
with another double.
They missed that window. They actually fell out of that window. Kaori, he does have 25 Holy Locket charges, but no mana, so might be forced to use it on himself.
Parker needs to be a little careful. Roche is pretty low. There's the Doom onto the Medusa. Stone Gaze was used, and then off the site, they've got the Ember going after this Shadow Shaman who might just die. They're going to try and get themselves the Aegis. The Terrorize goes out. Does he have a chance to pick it up? The Mana Void?
33
Snatched by
gets it.
33. They get the kill on a V2. Nothing can go right here for Aurora. And that's going to be Kaori.
He's
dead.
stuck.
The chase is on for this Dark Willow. Parker just looking, chasing, killing, and getting eventually the kill. And we looked away. I don't know what he was waiting for.
He did not want to attack him. It's the classic Parker move. He knows he can't get out. And he was the one buying, I think it was Gambit was the name of the team.
Yeah.
And he was buying mech, and they were going for this like high ground push when the Presence Aura was still on level 15, where they could just group up and end the game.
Beyond Godlike, and Makoto caught Requiem there. They'll get a couple of raises to get the kill on Makoto. They'll take out Mira. That's 4 heroes dead. V-Tune just trying to get any farm he can.
Look at his HP regen, almost 50 regen per second.
Hex, V-Tune, he's been caught. He'll be cut up for the Omakase.
When it's time to call it, it is time to call it.
And there is the call. GG is called 24-6. Just 23 minutes in. Tundra are going to even up the series at 1 apiece. The Medusa does not work against this anti-mage that they let through, and they pay for it quickly.
to pick Ember here and not ban anti-mage is disrespecting Tundra a bit, and maybe more so anti-mage as a hero in the counter.
That's kind of weird.
That's an interesting
no?
pick against TA.
There's like technically it's good for the mid game with the armor, right? Like you have this Chen with auras.
Shard, which is his farming tool, where you can just place it in camps. You have Temporal Assassin with Trap, so ooh, good body blocks. WS.
WS is in trouble, but the Frog Stomp, not sure that's going to be enough. More body blocks come out, and Parker's got first blood. Really good job there by Whitemon to be using this Hellbear. But mid lane, Kaori comes over as we're getting closer to that 6-minute mark, looking for the power rune, and they're going to go for BZM. They have the Icarus dive right on top of him. Great body blocks, bushwhack to simulate BZM. One shot from dead. Kaori gets the kill and will be traded.
This is like watching the previous game as well. They are focusing BZM quite heavily again. BZM doesn't get the XP before he dies. Ari collects the XP last time he...
To really do anything with. So Whitemon's already setting up on this shrine. They've brought over Ari, who is working with the back ends of an amplified damage, which he loses. Stormhammer on 2. Kaori shows up. Bushwhack pulls him up out of the high ground. BZM's making the rotation over.
Nice two-man
Stun lands onto Parker, but BZM behind him. They might get the kill on a Kaori. They take out Ari. Parker might die first. He ends up surviving with the raises by BZM to get the kill on a Kaori. 8th the Remnant lands. Catchy lick. That's going to be a double kill for Makoto. And the Shrine's picked up by both Vtune and Mira on both ends of the map.
And Nyx Assassin are very weak as a lane, so they almost killed the tower with Chen. BZM is in a lot of trouble.
Avoids the Frog Stomp, but they've got the Impale and the Sunray. Everybody's here to get another kill on a BZM. And Makoto does finally finish off that urn. Mira over in the area, but we've talked about how the laning is not great for Mira. He is getting closer to that level 6. They did take both shrines. 33. He's going to drop to Kaori, who continues to be a nuisance on this Phoenix. 2-2-2. And the first item this time for Phoenix is going to be different than the last two.
Yeah, because he's playing a different facet.
But if there's a +1 that can walk on over, it's going to be tough. They've got the Watcher. They have these towers, and it's not the easiest kills to get. But sticking on him, just trying to keep that vision, and misses that stun. But hotspot Sunray, and that's going to be potentially a kill on a 33. The Doom is thrown out. Supernova's there. They get the kill. Bushwhack Sharpshooter, that's a dead Mira, but they do take 33's life, and Kaori getting yet another kill will Icarus dive and TP away. When we were talking about what they can do to get to these heroes that are deep on the map, they've got the scan, so they know exactly where Parker is, and they'll have the Icarus dive, the Sunray, and there's the Impale. This is a very dead Sven. And these rotations just are not quick enough. They're going to try to TP BZM over, but by the time he's there, they're already dead on Sven, and this is the kind of movements that they're going to try and commit for the tier 1 tower. TA is top. They're actually TPing Ari up towards top. Radiant do scan, and I believe that landed. But they'll look for 33. The Impale comes through, and this is a very troublesome 33 position because he's going to die first. Frog Stomp, BZM, and he is looking next on the list. V2's going to have the damage to get the kill. He was able to TP over to mid, so this Templar Assassin being able to make that move from top to mid means they get 3 kills for their troubles.
They get a tower, and they get Roche probably. V2 immediately going into it. They do see them. They do have Sentry and Obs.
It's more maybe about taking out everybody around the TA. But is that still viable in a situation like this? And Whitemon now might be the one who's caught. That doesn't end up being BZM. They get the kill out of this Chen. There was a sharpshooter thrown out, but there's just no follow-up from Tundra.
Whitemon has been silent, very silent on this Chen. Usually, like, I would say that he is one of the best Chen players out there. And there it is, the combo.
That's a way to get a kill.
Healing, no spells, which means that Parker can get the damage in, standing close to him. Doom, this time around, 33, changing the item build, picking up a Blink Dagger. He wants to be the one who can actually position himself and get that Doom. One shot on Mira gone.
But do they have anything more? They jump in the Astral Step, they'll look for V2 for a second. BZM's in some trouble. V2 even going into the back line. He's got this Aegis. He doesn't have to be too scared. So now Supernova with the Sunray, Whitemon on the run, but the tier 2 tower is not safety. V2 with a double kill, and now Parker sticking nearby. So is Ari, but they get behind the gate and they get to safety.
and deal the damage, but they're still gonna be looking for something, knowing that there is no egg.
Smoke broke in, Makoto. The Doom is on him, and he is dead to rights, it seems. They get the kill on the Void Spirit. Mira trying to do all they can to help, but Kaori doesn't have that Supernova. He's on the run. The Stormhammer connects, but WS is there with Catch. You lick the Bushwhack onto 2, the Sharpshooter, but the BKB as well as the blink game from Parker to try to get these kills. Now he'll look over at Mira. The Sharpshooter goes off, but it doesn't land on anybody. V-Tune gets Ari, and now they're going to chase for more. WS with a good amount of mana left to go for this chase, and now there's the Meld Strike, the kill on a Parker. They look over at Whitemon, and V-Tune starting to rip him apart. The blink, the impale, and another kill here for this Templar Assassin. Mira with that blink dagger catching up to the Chen.
And he's also not afraid to use it. Like, he's not afraid to go inside of the fight and just drop that egg.
Bushwhack. BZM, the raise is the kill. Mira's gone, but this may not be worth it. All are healed, but all are not healed enough. Whitemon's gonna be killed by V-Tune. He's wicked sick. They got WS with the credit on to BZM, and a 2-for-1 for a Nyx Assassin just does not equal out. V-Tune, he is really having a game, top of the net worth. Jump in. Doom used, WS caught alone, and that's another kill here for Tundra. This is exactly what they need to do. If they can find these heroes out and have this combination, use this Doom off cooldown,
yep,
I like what they've got going. But they picked up a gem for Aurora. That was picked up by Kaori, who's got a massive amount of farm. And then, you know, that's not including the fact that he was given a shard or anything like that, as we see BZM get killed by V-Tune with the combo of Mira, and Makoto with a little bit of a addition there to actually get credit for that one. But
having only one way, that's Blink Stormhammer, Doom as well. Does have Purge, so potentially that can purge off the Lincolns, but
BZM
on core.
Is there anybody else here? V-Tune shows up, Meld Strike, trying to kill off BZM. Now has the silence, and Mira with the blink forward gets the kill.
Hey,
so now no Shadow Feed, and that's going to be a Doom onto the Nyx Assassin. This just feels like it's going to be so much more free now that they've got no Doom. He tries to TP out, but V-Tune just does too much damage. Mira tried to die to Croakers. Couldn't effectively get that off, and Ari's dead too. 3 heroes gone. Mira does everything that they need to make sure that they can successfully take this fight. And with no Nyx, it doesn't really matter. You can still go up onto the high ground. You've got the building damage. You have the tools necessary to force yourself in.
And BZM is having a rough one. Unable to do much. They haven't, like, the lack of lockdown is definitely showing. And Makoto, again, with this Lincoln Sphere, he can do whatever he wants. Jumps in, provides the vision for the team.
He's in so much trouble.
Look at this sun ray, how long it is.
GG. That's it. They call it. They want out. Aurora take this series over Tundra 2-1. This is such a dominant game from them in game number 3. And it has been continued performances like that that have really impressed me. I mean, V-Tune, with the fact that he has kind of been away from the scene a little bit in terms of the tier 1 scene, he has really impressed me up to this point.
Yeah.
BZM got kind of collapsed on mid.
Yeah, he did.
Right, like this one, the Phoenix goes. I think it was a Phoenix kind of both times that just like kind of
was Kaori
went mid at like 4 minutes in.
Yeah, he goes mid on Phoenix.